welcome back to another Lifeless Tuesday, the podcast where pancakes are better than waffles. Welcome back.
I don't agree with you, but I'll let it slide this once.
Okay, we're already off to a great start. Okay, and we also have a guest today. Again.
What is up, everybody? Hello, it's MVPerry.
Yeah. So,
Oh, yeah.
how are you doing?
Oh, yeah. I'm doing good. Been working on videos and stuff all day, and now I'm here for this cool podcast, so this is going to be lit.
We paid him to say that. We used all our podcast money to get him. Okay.
Yeah, I got paid $1,000 full band.
1,000 carrots. That it doesn't start with K. I don't know.
If that's
thinking
in
Robux,
American,
but okay.
if that's in American, I definitely do not have that money.
You don't have that money in Canadian either.
Yeah.
It's not that far off the conversion. How are you doing, PP?
Me? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm fine and dandy. You know the truth, but that's okay.
I picture you crying while saying that.
No, I'm tough. I'm strong. That makes it sound like something horrible is going on in my
makes it
life,
sound
but
like
it's,
Sounds like
breaking-
there's crying and voice cracking all at once. Like, what's going on?
no, I just
It
have
makes it seem like you
arthritis and then
Okay,
time
valid.
of the month pain combining
Valid,
into one.
understandable.
And then I
Like,
had
the
to
way you
use my.
said it made it sound like someone who's dead. Like, I'm doing all right. I'm strong. I'll make
It's
it
me.
through.
I'm the one that's dead.
True.
Ugh.
So, tell us about what you do, though, Perry.
Yeah,
how
so
everything
what
works,
I
explain
do, I've been doing YouTube for about 6 years now, and I have 2 million subscribers on my main channel. I run a few other channels as well, which are somewhat successful, and I do videos about like anime, gaming, stuff like that. But I don't play games. I'll be more like commentary, making jokes about it. I've got a series where I say what your favorite thing says about you, so what your favorite food says about you, what your favorite drink says about you, things like that. And I also have a series where I'll talk about characters and their favorite stuff. But I do a variety of different things, and I enjoy what I do, so I'm always happy to talk about YouTube or about YouTube growth or about anime and gaming or literally whatever, pancakes, waffles, anything.
Oh, okay. It's pancakes or waffles. That's the most important part of that. Okay,
Yeah.
where do you stand on that debate? Since
It's hard
PB's
because
on
I'm
the wrong
not like
side of
it's not like
history.
I'm a big fan of either of them. It's not like I wake up in the morning and like, dang, I need some waffles, I need some pancakes. I'm more of a bacon and cereal guy. But if I'm gonna choose between the two, I gotta say probably waffles. I'm gonna put syrup all over them. Only way pancakes wins is if they got chocolate in the middle.
I guess
I'm
it's
with
because I
ya.
always do. We make homemade pancakes or with the batter or whatever. Like compared to like store bought waffles, it's always superior. So that's where I stand in this
Okay,
debate.
because I don't have those homemade ones. Maybe I need to try some homemade pancakes.
Yeah, just like buy like the bag of like the batter and make it. Like, 'cause you
Yeah.
can make them huge. That's what's nice. Waffles, you're stuck with depending what brand you get. Like pretty small. Like I don't know. They could
Because
be
I'm used to
underwhelming.
those stupid like Jack in the Box McDonald's like pre-made
Oh
pancakes. Those
no
are
no no!
not
Those
it.
suck. Like I would agree
Yeah.
waffles over those any day.
Yeah,
And
okay,
I'm
then.
saying it. Like I'm passionate about it. I have waffles like once a month. Or I'm sorry, pancakes once a month. So
I can send
Uh,
you my grandma's pancake/waffle recipe, and I like it more in the waffle form than the pancake form. I'm just saying.
I'm surprised that there's substance to this topic because I thought of like because I always do that intro like the podcast where blank or whatever like I started it like 5 minutes ago when I was trying to wake up. So
I can also send you a recipe so you can make your own homemade syrup. It goes hard. I'm just saying.
honestly,
That sounds
I'm
good.
down.
Homemade is the way to go. I
Yeah.
can't
Yeah,
cook, so I'll have to have one of my siblings or my girlfriend do it because I can't do it. It's just not gonna happen.
I can't
I can
cook
cook
either.
simple
it's,
things,
it's surprisingly easy.
I need to learn more. That's something I want to like get better at in the next year.
You want to be
But,
master
okay,
chef?
More like just know how to cook more than
Yeah.
noodles.
Okay. That's where I'm at.
College
Noodles
student
and
chef.
egg. Those are the two things. Noodles and egg. I can do those,
That
but
like
that's it.
mac and cheese. I can make a good burger, but that's like
Okay.
the farthest I'll go.
That's something.
Okay,
I
so
can make
what would you-
gumbo, actually.
Where
Awesome, that.
where the hell do you learn that? You're in Canada.
I went to New Orleans for a music trip back in my high school days, and I got a
Oh,
cookbook
okay.
there. And I
Fair
make
enough.
it pretty good. Even though I'm
You know
just,
what? Okay, you're making that when I visit one day. Yeah,
Okay.
I want to try that. I've never
I have
had
a
it
stove.
before.
I have a
actually.
stove now, so I can actually like cook real food. So I'm down.
You have a microwave that isn't on the floor anymore.
We don't have a microwave anymore.
Oh, okay, so we downgraded.
No, we upgraded because we have a stove and an oven.
Yeah, true. Like you had to make like popcorn like by like melting like the butter like on the stove and everything. Like it was cursed like the way you were doing it like in your old apartment.
Don't worry about it.
I do worry. I worry about you. But either way, since we're talking about food already, what's your favorite pizza place? We asked every guest like we need to know.
Okay. Well, pizza is my favorite food, but it's
Same.
really hard to choose like a favorite place right now because it changes depending on what I'm feeling like. But right now, I'm gonna say Pizza Hut. I like Pizza Hut a lot.
Honestly, I've
I
not had
respect
Pizza Hut
it.
really at all. Like just we have one up here, but it's never like the go-to. I'm always like a Domino's person.
Oh
But-
man, I was literally about to start like talking trash about Domino's. Like that's the one that I can't.
Oh no.
Okay, PB, where do you? We talked about this like every episode, but where do you fall with this debate at this current time?
Well, I'm still with Little Caesars because we're like
They're
we don't have the luxury to afford Pizza Hut right now.
Little Caesars and Domino's are like the same price here, like basically.
For us, Little
like $1
Caesars-
difference.
Little
Well,
Caesars is
the
cheaper.
thing with Little Caesars though is that like I would love it probably otherwise, but I literally live right next to. I'm not even exaggerating. I'm probably like 10 feet away from a Little Caesars, so it's like I have it so often that it's kind of
Kinda
miserable
tired of it.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
understand
like
that.
them, but they're a little inconsistent. I feel like where Domino's, even if you're not crazy about it, they have always been consistent. I don't get like one pizza that's horrible, one that's great. Like I can rely
It's just
on
a
it.
solid, consistent kind of pizza.
Yeah. I definitely need to try some like local pizza places up here though, some more because we have a few
Local
that,
is the good stuff. Like yeah,
True.
that's the good stuff.
that or even like making it too. Like I've done that a long time ago. It always seems fun to do that.
Yeah.
I'm making
Yeah, I wanna
pizza
make
for
pizza.
supper tonight.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Send us
For
some.
supper? Wow.
Come over,
FedEx
come
it
over.
to us. We'll just have like a pizza party there. Okay.
Yeah.
So though, I saw that you went to VidCon. How did that go?
I did, and it was really cool. I've never been to VidCon before, but everyone on my server kept saying, MVPerry, you gotta go to VidCon. I had people in the comments saying, MVPerry, go to VidCon. And I was like, you know what? I'm a YouTuber. I've been doing this for a while. I need to go to VidCon just once so I can get that on my bucket list. And it was really cool. I met a ton of YouTubers. I met a bunch of fans. But it was weird because all the YouTubers I was talking to who have been to VidCon before were going on about how, like, oh man, this year's VidCon is pretty trash. This one is not very good. Last year was way better. And I don't really know the reason why. I don't know why it would be more empty because I guess there was less people attending this year, less events.
Maybe
Someone
just
said that
there wasn't as big of guests. That
yeah,
people cared to go
that's
see.
possible because I know Mr. Beast was there last year, right? That's what I heard.
don't know.
At
I
least.
know. I don't know like who in the Mr. Beast crew, but I know some of them were there. I saw like
Okay.
a few.
Yeah.
Like I think Carl and like I'm not sure who else, but I think a few went.
Yeah, okay then. So probably less guests, and maybe someone was saying that right now money is down for people. People aren't earning as much. Everything's expensive, so they're having a hard. Not everyone can afford to go to VidCon. It is pretty expensive. So I don't know what the core reason is, but a lot of the YouTubers I talked to said that this year's VidCon was kind of a letdown compared to last year. Regardless of that, I had a great time. That's what I will say.
I
That's
know a
what
lot of
matters,
YouTubers,
honestly.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the more like, or at least like the older YouTubers, they always like go to those events, but always just meet fans like outside of it. Like a lot of them don't even go into those like conventions.
Oh, like having
nowadays.
you mean like not even in? Like they'll literally be outside of the convention?
No, like they'll go to like wherever city it's being held, like or at least for PAX. I always hear that like a lot of big like groups like the Vanoss crew back in the day, wherever. Like they'll go to the convention, they'll like do a meet and greet there, hang out, so like they're all at the convention area, but most of the time they won't even walk the floor because it's almost impossible.
Oh,
like at that
yeah.
size to like even like unless you're doing a panel, it's not really worth it walking around when you're a YouTuber just because you're going to get swarmed.
It's true.
From my
It's
part.
true. I'm not at the level of like Vanos or Mr. Beast, so I'm not gonna get swarmed like that. But
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
pretty surprised. Like I did feel like a celebrity. Every like 10 seconds, I have maybe 20 seconds, I have some kid be like, "Oh, MVPerry, can you hug me?" And I was like, "Yeah, for sure. Like I'll sign your hat." I had some kid actually ask me to sign her face, and I was like, "I don't know, can I do that?" But then I saw it, and like she had like 20 signatures from other YouTubers. So I was like, "Okay, sure." But it was fun. It was really cool, and I think meeting creators is amazing, but meeting the fans is also amazing because it helps me to remember that it's not just numbers. A lot of times as a YouTuber, you view it almost like robotically, like what gets views, what doesn't. But when I meet the fans in real life and I get to talk to them and hear about what they like that I make, what they want me to make next, I'm like, oh wow, okay, so these are real people, real genuine people, that I'm making this content for, and it really inspires me to want to make more for them.
No, I feel that
That was
because on my meme
beautiful.
account, like, well thought, well spoken. But a lot of the like people like that follow me, like that's why I'm not doing it as much nowadays. But I try responding to as many DMs as I can because like it shows like they're all individual people. Like you could just see like if you're gaining however many followers or subscribers a day, it's hard to disconnect that so easily.
It
Just
is.
'cause it's just a number in that aspect, which it also helps though because like it's also a number. Like you don't have to like get obsessed over it, but it's also nice seeing their people. Like there's a healthy mix, definitely.
Definitely a healthy mix, and I think like regularly going to events where I can meet fans, or also just even on like spending an hour of my day to talk to people on my Discord server or respond to comments. I have to keep doing that because it keeps me in check and it reminds me that these are real people and it makes me want to make stuff for them instead of just getting into that robotic, oh, it's all views, it's all subscribers, it's all a
keeps
number
you
mindset.
like, grounded.
Yeah, it keeps
so
me
you
grounded,
don't like
exactly.
get an ego. In your head.
Exactly, yeah. And I never want to be like that. Sometimes I'll hear about, I'll be talking to a fan or something, and they'll be saying like, "Wow, like it's great that you actually take the time to talk and spend time with your viewers and stuff." And because I had this other YouTuber, I don't remember who, but they'll be talking about like another YouTuber that they met that either kind of didn't really care about them or made a somewhat hostile joke towards them. And I'm thinking, man, like bullying your own fans, that's the last thing I would ever want to do, because like my fans are what make me successful. Like I wouldn't be anywhere without them, so I truly can't fathom that. But I guess it happens sometimes, like on a stream or on a Discord. I mean, it's hard. They're famous and they have a lot of stuff to do, so I get it. But
I
if
get
you
people
do interact
slipping
with
up,
them, yeah.
but also like there's a mix where you like just be respectful to them. You don't have to go above and beyond.
Yeah,
at some level,
just
but
give them.
Also,
give
don't treat them like
some-
shit.
Exactly, that's the key. Like, just even if it's only for 5 seconds, you want that interaction to be wholesome. You want it to be good. You want to be there for them if you can.
Now I've seen some YouTubers like this is years ago, like that have only a few thousand subscribers and they act like they're hot shit. Like you have like 3K. Like yes, you have a following, but like you're not reinventing the wheel. Okay, like
Yeah.
you're just a person playing some video game. Calm down. Like I don't get why people get an ego, especially at that size. Like okay, if you're Mr. Beast, sure have the biggest ego you want because like you've earned it at that point.
You kind of earned that, yeah. But if you're like 3K, yeah.
No,
well,
it's like oh.
And that's another thing that I try to like, because I'll be talking to people or I'll be talking to fans or something, and they'll be like saying, "Man, like you're really chill. Actually, you're just talking to me like a normal person." And that's what I try to tell them. I'm like, "Well, because I am. I'm just a guy. I'm literally just a guy.
Yeah.
And like, sure, I have earned all these subscribers or whatever. But the truth is, I'm literally just some weeb in my room making videos, and I'm just.
If it wasn't
like
for YouTube, you'd be the same as them.
Exactly.
Really.
I am the same as them. It's just my job. That's it.
Yeah, people like really have a disconnect with creators not thinking they're like regular people, which is weird. Which I
Can
get it because
confirm.
if you're watching the can't confirm.
My followers
people
are
don't-
crack. I'm just saying.
No, there's concerning to me. Like, and when I ran your account for like a week, they were more tame then, but they were still scary. So like, I'm sorry for what you go through.
It's okay.
Yeah. You run like a meme page with like at least 100K followers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I've seen you post on your story some of those cracked DMs. Like those are some crazy responses you get.
Yeah, I posted about my song a couple days ago because I was asking if my followers wanted to hear it, and then I got a bunch of DMs saying, we just follow you for the memes, right? And I'm like, I have a personality. I'm so sorry.
I always find that so stupid because like, okay, you're a meme account, whatever. I post memes too. Like that's what I do on Instagram, but. Usually people don't post memes on their story. Just mute it. Like you could post wherever you want in your story at least.
Yeah,
and not,
exactly.
Like, upset them. If you're only posting yourself on your meme account, like in your feed, okay, I get how it's weird because like, oh, this is a meme account, but it's a story. Like
it's a story. It's not even like
you
the
skip
content.
through them.
Like what?
I skip through hundreds a day. Like what's the big deal?
No, like the fact that they're taking their time out of their day to like respond to you and like tell you, oh yeah, like I'm only following you through memes. Like what does that say about them? Like. They don't have a life. What's going on?
Well, I get following just meme accounts a laugh, but it's like just avoid the story. I don't get like that argument ever. It doesn't.
Yeah,
Well,
you
it's like,
don't.
for me,
you don't have to click on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like for me, if I was following a meme account, I only wanted the memes. I didn't care about the other stuff. If I see that in the story, I just skip it. I'm not even thinking about it. 0.2 seconds later, it doesn't even cross my mind. So these people, I don't know what the obsession is, but that's crazy.
I know.
On Instagram, you can mute, like, either if you want posts or stories, mute it. So you could do it for like 5 seconds and you will never see it again.
Exactly.
So it's like,
The effort that went into making a full-on response, half of
It
that
takes
effort
longer
could have
than
been used to just mute or skip. It's crazy.
yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't either.
I saw you. Did you go to like Smosh's panel or what was that? I saw you.
I went
post on
to
your
the
story.
Smosh panel, and it was cool to see Smosh in real life because they came from they grew up in the same city and made videos in the same city I'm from, which is Sacramento, California.
Oh, really?
And like
Nice.
seeing, so that they were a huge inspiration for me because when I was starting my YouTube channel, my journey, and all that, I remember thinking in my mind, one of my big inspirations, I was thinking, like, wow, okay, Smosh is a huge channel, and they came out of this city, the same city I'm in, so it shows that it's possible to succeed here. I don't have to be from LA or something, and I was like, okay, I kept remembering that, and you know, all these years I've been doing this, I always remember, yeah, Smosh was able to make it from Sacramento, I'll do the same thing.
No, it was really cool seeing recently that Anthony came back. I've not watched him in years because I've never really cared for it post Anthony. Just like I'm not big.
I
fan of, like,
agree with you,
a
I
lot of
agree,
their
I
stuff.
feel the same way.
But those old school sketches I went back and like watched as I'm older, and also some of the videos he's done since he came back this week. It's cool. I'm happy they bought it.
Wow,
Like
I'm so happy too, that's great, it's great news.
Yeah. It's a good, even if you don't care for Smosh, it's a good thing for YouTube. It's like I'm glad they own their own channel.
Me
Like,
too, and like
it's
because
stupid
you know
that they didn't have
those
ownership of
original skits that they would make and stuff, the Anthony and Ian combo, like that friendship they had, like all those old videos, I love those, I watched those. The newer Smosh came and they became more like a corporation, and you know, great production. Some things were funny, but a lot of it I just wasn't into personally, so I haven't been watching that
It
stuff,
just
the
got
new stuff.
cringy when they were trying to force everything like at a certain point when it wasn't like what they wanted to do.
Yeah, and like I respect them as creators, but it was never like, it wasn't the same vibe. So knowing that Anthony's back and maybe they'll make making videos together as a duo again, like I'll definitely be checking out their new stuff.
Announced that they're doing skits together. They're bringing back like their old school type
Man,
of
that
content.
is
That's why
awesome.
they bought it, because like he wanted to go back to what it used to be.
That is
which is
truly,
it's exciting.
Yeah, that's super exciting, super great for the YouTube community and just for Smosh. I'm happy for them.
So you said about how you signed someone's face. I'm curious. Any other weird fan interactions there or like in general? Like what's some of the weirdest ones?
Yeah, I met a lot of different fans, and I signed. It's funny because one fan, he was really nice. He had me sign like his hat, his shirt, some other things like I think his VidCon card or whatever. I took a picture with him and his family, and the pen, because the pen I had didn't work on fabric. It was just a regular pen, so he gave me a fabric marker, a blue one, to draw on his shirt, like sign his shirt. And I was like, okay, cool. So when we take a picture, I put the pen in my pocket because it's just like second nature to me.
Yeah.
And then I get to the hotel and I'm like, oh wait, I stole his pen. I'm holding it. It's in my pocket. Luckily, the next day I went to VidCon again, like a couple days later, and he happened to be there, so I was able to return it to him. But I thought I had just stolen a pen from a fan, and I was just that.
That was the payment for signing his stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't come free.
Yeah. Yeah, and but like in terms of weird interactions, I didn't have anything weird at all. Everyone was chill, nothing like strange. Like people were like, MVPerry, can I get a picture of you shirtless? Nothing weird like that. But I did interact with some people who were a little off, but I feel like that's
nervous?
just not nervous as much as like. And like they were confidently off, like they're just a little bit like
they
I
knew
know.
they were weird.
yeah.
I
Like,
know
I'll
what
meet
you
these-
mean.
I know you know what I mean. Like, and it's not even like, not even a disrespect. It's more like it is what it is. Like they'll be a little off, and they're happy about it. That's who they are. Great for them. I've met a lot of people like this actually at anime conventions too. Just in general, it's like a certain type of person, and it's cool to talk to them. But sometimes they will go on and on and on about something that could probably be explained in like 30 seconds, but they'll go on about it for like 10 minutes, which I'll talk to them, but you know the vibe I'm talking about.
Yeah, they don't know how to like stop. Like they can't pick up on social cues, basically.
They can't, and the strange thing is, I get it if it's about something relevant that we're talking about, but like they'll pull it out of nowhere, like kind of like the waffles versus pancakes thing. Like that's a little joke that we can talk about for a second and be like, okay, that's funny, I think this one's better. But they'll be going on this full on like psychological like rant about which one's better for 10 minutes, and I'm sitting there thinking like, okay, I think I get the gist of what you're saying, and I think I got it like within the first 30 seconds. But go off.
They're
Go off,
really
I guess.
passionate about whatever, like the
Yeah,
discussion.
exactly. Uh-huh.
That's how I'd
No,
be
I-
talking to Kobe sometimes, honestly.
Well, he's your husband, so it makes sense. You're not just
Yeah.
going to a random stranger being like, pancakes or waffles? Pancakes or waffles? Threatening them.
Challenge accepted.
You're too anxious to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
you're
the same
right.
here, though. I've never met any fans, like, IRL, but I did have one, like, fan, like, I'm not even going to hate on them, because they're, like, I don't even know how old they are now, but they were young, like, back when they followed my meme account. But they were off. Like, they made a gotcha, and I think you know what that is, right?
Oh, I know exactly what that is.
Sadly, yeah.
Yep.
But, they made a gotcha animation of them chasing, like, me with a knife, you know. at
I
one
feel
point.
like surprisingly I've had that too, but go on.
Yeah, honestly, gotcha people they're their own breed. Like, I do not want to interact with them. But they did that. They asked if I had any trauma, asked if I was a sadist, whatever
Yeah.
you say it. And then when, like, because they had a crush on me. That's the whole thing. Like, which they were, like, I think, like 2.5, 3 years younger. I don't know. But so I responded to all of my fans, or I hate saying fans because it's followers for that.
Mm-hmm.
But I responded to them all. So, like, that's how I was talking to them. And at one point, like, after I got my girlfriend, you know, like, shortly after, and just in general, like, I made it clear I'm not interested in you. 1, you're too young. 2, you scare me. You know, but like, apparently they started, like, writing poems, like, and posted them on, like, their account, like, about, like, being heartbroken over, like, I mean, like, they were a little obsessed. It was weird. Like, I want to find that animation if I can. But I think it might be lost time. But that was a weird. that was like the weirdest
especially
interaction I've had.
when you mix in the gotcha thing. I have seen some gotcha videos that were well edited. They were well planned out. So I like for the creators of the gotcha life creators who make stuff that's like top tier level. I will respect that and I'll be like, okay, that's some cool stuff. Because sometimes I'll have fans make like a fan video for me of like me and gotcha or something, and it's really cool. But there is like, I want to say 80%, it's probably exaggerated, but there's like this 80% of the community that's like making these sus gotcha videos. And I'm like, what on earth is happening here? Like, how are you making sus videos of this?
Like, all the people on there are like 11 or 12, like,
Yeah.
discovering the internet for the first time. So I
Exactly.
think
It's
that's
a
what's
really
making
bad,
it worse.
it's a really bad combo because they're like learning about all this stuff from online. They have gotcha life. They got these hormones going on because they're age. You can add it all together. It's great. It's this really weird stuff.
It feels like all of the people on gotcha, like, they have to have something like trauma related or like weird like that. I feel like when I see
There's a big obsession with like trauma and stuff. That's for sure. I've seen that.
that and fan fiction people.
That
like, they always
too.
have to be like Mickey Mouse, you know, die, like, or like just some traumatic
Yeah.
like story, just like from some random character. Like,
Well, I haven't, and I like they have these things where they'll have like these tags, like, I'm not Mickey Mouse. I'm thinking of a character, maybe like Aaron X Reader, and they'll put in parentheses angst, and in parentheses they'll put like
Oh,
oh
no.
yeah, I've seen those.
And I'm
Tags,
like,
yeah, like always
what?
like the anime characters or YouTubers.
Yeah, YouTubers.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like, I don't know if I'm right, but I feel like you have some decent fanfic reading experience, PB, but maybe I'm wrong.
Me? No,
I could get
I
that.
grew up heavily Christian, and I was afraid
Okay,
to
'cause
do
I am too.
anything wrong.
Oh, okay.
So I was a
That's
strange
trauma.
Okay.
You would have been the one writing the fan fictions. It sounds
kid.
like.
Yeah, I probably
Yeah.
would have not read
But you would purposely put like in parentheses like clean or whatever, like just like clean memes. So
Yeah.
instead of it being like problematic, like a lot of fanfics, it's strange because I don't have like tons of fanfics about me, but I did have a not safe for work fanfic written about me, and I checked it thinking it was a joke. I assumed it was a joke because I'm like, okay, I guess that's maybe funny. We'll see. But it's like graphic and it's like hardcore, and I'm like, what on earth? This is crazy. I cannot believe.
That's what I was going
Like,
to ask you because I had to do research into you. I pulled a Nardwar because I never really watched you before. I
Yeah.
I heard of you more through this. So I was looking through like Google and I found fan fiction like on Wattpad.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't
exactly.
see I didn't see a not safe for work one. It was just like you being shipped with I think like other characters like you've
Oh,
made or
okay,
have.
yeah, like an OC of
Or
mine and stuff.
That,
Yeah.
I can't remember if there's any other YouTubers, but like I was just like, Yeah, why is this one like the top results when I search you? I was curious
Yeah,
if you've ever
that
seen
is
it.
strange. Well, and like, if it's just like me and OCs or whatever, I don't care. But like, well, see, this is the funny thing is, sure, if I could choose, be like, yeah, no, not safe for work fan art of me, or no, not safe for work like fanfics about me. Of course, I would. I'm a hardcore Christian, similar to PB actually. So, I have limits on things that I don't accept or I don't want. But it's a lot of people will do this. Like I've seen streamers be like, yeah, don't draw not safe for work with me, or don't write not safe for work about me, and to me it's just like they're gonna do it regardless. Like there's nothing I can do about it. Like I'm not gonna be telling them that because it doesn't matter. They're gonna do it. So
It brings more attention to it also when you do that.
it does.
Yeah.
There might be someone who was on the fence and now they're like, oh, I'm definitely doing that now. Like
Yeah, I know. Jaden Animations like dealt with that so much, or probably still is, but like they got bombarded by it. But I think the best case is just ignore it. Like it's weird, but unless they're using like IRL stuff of you, just basically ignore it and then like report it if you have to. Like if it gets to that level.
Yeah, for me, I just ignore it because it's like they're gonna do it anyways. It doesn't really matter. Like there's people who will be like, yeah, don't ship me with anyone. But I'm not going to say that because if they're going to ship me in their head with a YouTuber or something, then they're going to do that regardless. And it might not be my preference, but whatever, that's just part of the YouTube life. It's similar to hate comments. It's not like I can comment no hate comments and all of a sudden I'm not going to get hate comments anymore.
And I'm pretty sure a lot of the people doing that will grow out of it because it's just being like cringy teenagers or like kids,
the cringy teenager phase.
Like kids, 2 or 3 years from now, a lot of the people that wrote it or drew something will probably delete it or regret it because it's like, what the hell was I doing when I was 12 or 13?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't write fan fiction or do fan art like that, but like there's so many things you could think back to that age where it's like, why was I this fucking weird? Like, why did I do this? So
yeah,
they'll grow out of it. Most likely, there are some people that are still weird across the board, but hopefully
what's funny is if someone like does stuff like that they regret and posts it, and then they forget their account password and all that stuff, and now it's just up forever. They can't go back and delete it. Because that will happen too.
Happen.
Yeah.
I have like an old meme account where it's like it's so cringy. Like, I talked about it once before, but I was with someone I was with for like a few months or whatever. But yeah. It's horrible reading back at it. I'm just glad that I has barely any followers. I don't have the password.
Yeah, that's just forever on the internet. Luckily, no one really knows about it for the most part. Then.
Yeah, it's good when it's like pretty obscure. So like, let's just hope like most of the fan fiction and stuff stays obscure too.
Yeah.
So I was curious though, like, how do you manage YouTube like alongside your regular life, social life? Like all that?
Well, it's definitely a big job. It takes a lot of management, a lot of hard work, a lot of discipline. There's times when I'd like to watch an anime or play a video game, but it's not going to happen because I got to get work done. There's just no way for me to do both, and I'm not going to like lose out on my job just so I can like watch something. But I think the biggest thing is because like some YouTubers, they do YouTube on the side for fun, and then or as like a second income, and then they have a regular job. But for me, the whole point of YouTube, when I was like 15, 16 years old, and my adult age is creeping up, and I'm thinking in my mind, damn, I really, really don't want to go to college. How can I not go to college? And I was like, okay, YouTube can make money, and I would enjoy doing that, and I wanted to do something creative, so I worked my ass off making different videos, trying to become successful. Somehow at the last second, I was able to like have some videos blow up, and since then I've just been running my YouTube as my job full time. This is what I do for a living, which I'm super thankful for. But it definitely is like, it's a full-time job. This is not like a side thing. Like I gotta wake up every day and I have to write down, okay, what is it I'm gonna work on this week? What videos am I gonna record? I have to send it to my editors. Like it's a process.
Like, do you ever have like a hard time disconnecting? Because that's one thing with YouTube. I don't do that as my job at all. But from what I've seen, it's like when you're done recording, like you're still like in your house. Like it's not like you don't leave for work, come back, whatever.
Yeah,
it's hard to disconnect because you're always going to be thinking of video ideas. Oh,
that's very
this video
true.
didn't do as well, or whatever, like YouTube stuff. But do you have a hard time like disconnecting from that, or are you?
I 100% understand what you're talking about, and because of that, for a lot of time, I would tell people that YouTube is not just like an 8-hour a day job. It's a 24-hour job. It's 24/7 because you're constantly thinking about it. You're constantly checking comments, checking statistics, checking stuff, thinking of new ideas. You'll be at the store and just think of a new idea and have to take out your notepad and write it down. But that was like my early days, my first few years, 4 years of like doing YouTube. And I think the older I've gotten and the longer I've been doing this, I've learned how to balance it better so that it's like, I have my days that I work on or my hours that I work on, and once like a certain, like if it's 8 o'clock and I'm looking outside and it's dark and I've done my work for the day, I just have to be like, okay, I'll work on the rest tomorrow. Right now it's time for me to chill for a couple hours. And it's been really helpful too, because on Sundays I've just made it a rule. Like, I just don't work on Sundays, and like, you know, that's like a Christian thing, is like to not work on Sundays. But I've taken it also for my work, because of church and stuff. But I've also used that to my advantage and force myself. Yeah, if it's Sunday, I just don't do work on Sunday. So even if I'm, you know, working too hard every other day of the week, it's guaranteed that Sunday is going to be my chill day. I will not log into my YouTube. I will not post something. You know, there's exceptions every once in a while, but pretty much it's like
not saying a phoneless day, but just trying to like be off the internet.
Exactly, off
like,
the internet.
Like
I'll talk to my friends and stuff, and or I'll text them a meme or whatever. But like, I'm not going to be any of that YouTube life management, responding to business. No YouTube. Yeah, all that stuff on Sunday. I just don't go there, and that's been very helpful for me to have at least one day that it's like that, because it's very easy to slip into just constantly thinking about it and working on it.
Trying to grind just because you see your numbers going up. You want to keep going.
Exactly.
Like the momentum.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's right. And on the flip side, sometimes maybe your numbers are going down. And like for me, if my numbers are going down, I want to work extra hard to get them back up. But that's been the hardest part, is learning how to just accept that, okay, this week is not going to do so good, and that's fine. We'll work on some stuff for next week. You know, and just that kind of a thing.
Half the time it's not as much your fault, because it's just YouTube being unpredictable. Yes, better videos can always be made, but what more can you do? Like, those videos are out. You're not going to go back and fix them realistically. So just let them be. Make a better video next week, or however you need to do it.
Yeah, and it's really hard, because you want to, like, so you put in a bunch of hours, you record, you edit, you make a thumbnail, you post it, and you're thinking in your mind, okay, this is going to be a banger, this is going to work. And if it doesn't go good, because whatever, maybe algorithm's not working, or maybe you truly just had a bad idea and you thought it was going to work and it didn't, like, it can be really hard to just, you know, take that L and accept that, oh yeah, this one's not working. But as I've been doing YouTube as long as I have, I've learned to kind of just accept that it's kind of, you know, it's a long game. It's not just like it's a marathon, not a sprint. There's times when it's gonna do a little less than I wished it would do, and that's fine. I'll get it back up when the time is right.
Yeah, especially with like YouTube statistics, like how you could see them, it makes it so much worse. Like the way they show
it makes it worse. Like, they'll show you a video that's doing bad, and it'll say like, this video was number 10 out of your last 10
like
videos
7
for
out
the
of
worst
10
video.
Or 10 out of 10. Like, you know, they're like, now that we what episode are we on? Are you there?
Yeah, we're on episode 13.
So now that we're 10 videos in, now it's going to show me those like last 10 videos. Mm-hmm. So I'll see like 9 out of 10, 2 out of 10. It's like, or whatever, like, you know, it's doing good, bad, and it's like, oh, well, I need to stop looking at these statistics. Like,
No, it's really, really important as a creator, whatever it is, like, you know, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, whatever you're doing, it's super important actually to not constantly analyze that stuff. Make it so that like what I do is on Monday, that's my work day. I get to work and set up everything, and then what I'll do is I'll check my stats. But after that, I'm not going to be worrying about it. The rest of the week, I'm not going to check it.
Check it once a week to see where you're at.
Check my stats, and that's
probably the best way to do it, because you're not like, if you check it today and check it tomorrow, there's not going to be really that big of a difference. Why are you going to torture yourself?
And then you'll get into this thing where you start overanalyzing and overthinking everything and thinking, oh, if I do this thing here, or I did this wrong here. No, it's really just, you know, you put up a video and maybe it didn't do as good. It's fine. Accept that, move on, and make a banger.
Good, bad, okay, whatever. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah. No amount of overthinking and worrying about it is going to change that. That's just the reality.
You made hundreds of videos. Why is this one doing bad, going to destroy you? No, you just go make some others. Like,
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, people get too in their head with like the whole content creation thing.
It's very easy to, because, you know, it's like, it's close to your heart. You're putting yourself out there, but if you don't learn to like step back, you're just going to be killing yourself. You're going to be eating yourself up. It's just not going to work.
Yeah. Like, I'm curious too. Do you ever feel like you want to venture into different type of content, or like you want to stick with what you're doing? Like, are you happy with it?
So that's the funny thing is, like, yeah, I 100% want to do different content, particularly because, you know, what I make now, like, I do what works, but what my audience wants and what works is not necessarily, usually it's not at all what I want to do. Like, when I was talking about how Smosh was an inspiration for me, that's the skit videos. That's what I wanted to do when I started YouTube, and for a year and a half, I posted skit videos similar to Smosh actually, and I felt like they were pretty good videos, but they weren't going anywhere because it was just about me and my cousins. Like, it's not. Like, no one cares about that. Like, they want to see what they want to see. And that's why when I started making videos about other topics like Five Nights at Freddy's or anime or things like that, it connected to something that they were genuinely interested in. And that's why those videos blew up. So for the last, how many years, I've been making videos about things that are like generally interesting to an audience or to the average person, or maybe just to a niche
whatever's
thing.
like popular.
Yeah, whatever's
currently,
popular,
like,
whatever's
I
blowing
won't say
up.
trend, but like whatever current media is out.
Yeah, whatever's trend, whatever's media, whatever has a solid fan base that really likes this thing, whatever that is. But definitely in the future, I want to try out some different types of content, including possibly like some kind of skit type content again. But instead of just doing them as YouTube videos, I'd probably do them as like YouTube Shorts or Instagram Reels, because that's kind of meta right now. That's the thing right now. So I'll definitely be trying all sorts of new content in the future. And even before this podcast, that's what I was doing, is actually coming up with different new types of series ideas and other types of content I'm going to make. So it's a very, with YouTube, it's actually, even though it's fun to, try out new content for yourself, even just strategically, it's a good idea to have new types of content you're working on, because if you just make the same thing all the time, eventually your audience is going to get tired of it. Yeah, they're going to grow out of it. They're going to get tired of it.
It's like Minecraft YouTubers. Like, we love them when we were younger, but you grow up. It's like you're not going to watch the same content for the last decade.
That's right. So that's why I have to constantly evolve my channel if I want to stay alive. If I don't, I'm just going to fade into oblivion. And like, the sad thing about that is, sometimes I'll move on from like a particular type of video or series because, it's time to move on. People aren't watching it as much anymore and I need to try something new. But there is a tiny loyal group of people who really likes that type of video. And I feel bad for them because I want to provide them with what they like. But the truth is, I gotta
if you're not
stay
wanting
successful.
to make it, it's just going to be bad.
Exactly. Right. I have to sometimes sacrifice an audience to the YouTube gods to be able to move on to a new type of series that's going to do better with what's currently popular.
Like some of my favorite videos that I've seen, I watched a few of yours, like the ones where you're interacting yourself more, like your personality, like just like the poll videos, like where you're like just going up like the polls you posted, stuff like that. I feel like that would be great for you because it's showing your personality. Where even like the favorite blank series or like all those type of ones, like the format ones, you fall into it. Just you say a joke, move on. Like
exactly,
it's good. But the thing is, how much of your personality can you show through a joke for every character or thing or this,
not
that.
Much. There's not much that I can show through.
Like, I really feel like those videos, like not even just IRL, but just where you're interacting more or just showing whatever you want to do. Those would do great. Like
and that's what I want to do. I want to do more stuff like that, but it is going to take some experimentation and some time to get one that actually works. Because usually I upload a video like that. Even though my actual general audience, like my really hardcore fans, will be like, whoa, that was a great video. That was awesome. It was cool to see your personality. The truth is, on YouTube, like, 80-90% of my viewers, they're there for what they came for, which is just like my quick little joke about what your favorite says about you or something like that. They don't really give a shit about me, which is okay. Like, I don't expect them to, but I want to cultivate an audience that is there for me, that's instead of just like a series, because if I do it off of a series, they're just there for that and it doesn't really affect my other stuff. I want to actually cultivate that kind of audience that like likes me for my personality, which is not easy to do that, but if I can do it, that will be a huge upgrade for me.
Yeah, you just have to like slowly implement it. Like, okay, once a week, here's this IRL skit, whatever video you're doing.
Yeah.
Alongside others. So there's a healthy balance between both. And also, it helps you not get burnt out on one or the other because you're doing both.
Exactly my thoughts, because it's like if I just quickly like do a crazy shift where I'm doing all these personality IRL like type videos, then it's gonna be weird and my channel will die. But if
you'll get sick of it like 4 months from now because you're only doing that.
That's true. So if I phase it in more alongside the content that is working, that's what every time I do a new series, that's the way I do it. I think in my mind, okay, I'm gonna have 2 videos this week that are meant to do good, and it's like my bread and butter, the stuff that works, and then I'll try one experimental video and see how that does, and that way it's not all riding on that video to do good.
I feel like that's a good formula because it's letting you experiment while also keeping your job safe, because ultimately at the end of the day, it's what's paying your bills, so you don't want to do something stupid, of course.
Exactly,
so I get that.
Exactly, yeah.
PB, are you okay? Are you dying?
I'm waiting for my turn. Just kidding. But having followers that are there for you is super nice. When I post on my story, I have a lot of people that actually pay attention to my stories and just follow me for my stories. And if I don't post on my story every couple days, I get a DM saying, "You haven't posted on your story, are you okay?" And
are you alive?
It makes me feel a lot better about running that account.
That's awesome. Yeah, having those like fans who are really there for you.
Yeah.
Like they're not going to be. It's not going to be as many as like the people who are there for that. That meme content you post. But having those core fans, like it's the same for me. I have like 2 million subscribers, but the truth is, in terms of actual core fans who will just watch anything I make, I probably only have like around 10 to 30,000 of those people. But those are the core audience. Those are the ones that really, I
that
care
will show
about
up for
them.
no matter what.
Yeah, exactly,
basically.
and I love that. I really appreciate that.
No, I like that, like the mindset of it, because I didn't know where I was going with that, but it's a healthy mindset you're in for it. You're not like expecting like all 2 million viewers to be watching. Like you look at someone like PewDiePie, even with how big he is, he's pulling 1 or 2 million views per video. And he's one of the biggest
and
YouTubers
like that
ever.
there is like his core audience. He's got like 1 million core fans who are there for anything, and the rest of them, maybe they check in sometimes, maybe they forgot about him, who knows what.
They'll show up for a series or the type of video they like, which honestly those are completely understandable, because there's plenty of people I'm subbed to where I'll watch maybe 1 or 2 video series from them. Besides that, I don't really watch.
That's right.
But
that's the truth.
Yeah, it's kind of just how it works, because people just subscribe if they like anything from you, not necessarily everything.
Yeah, and I think it's super important for anybody who's a creator to understand that, is that like, just because, not the whole amount of your subs are watching something, like it doesn't change the fact that there are some people who genuinely care about that and they want to see that, but you do have to stay grounded in reality and realize there's a lot of people who are only subscribing for one particular series you did, or from one video that they saw and they're never going to watch you again, or maybe they just truly forgot about you. And like that's just how it works, because you have to think about it as yourself. Like I do the same thing. There's YouTubers I've subscribed to, but I haven't watched them in years, or there's YouTubers I've subscribed to and I only watched like one particular thing from them, and that's it.
I don't know how many you guys people you guys are subbed to, but I'm maybe a little under 100. I don't know. I haven't counted, but tell me, of the 100 people I sub to, am I watching every single video notification on? No, you don't even have the time for that. Like
exactly.
It's kind of just the thing. YouTube is just a media you consume. It's like I have hundreds of movies and shows I want to watch and I like watch later, but I'm not watching every single one every new episode. Like it's just kind of one of those things that. And people always will come back to it when they want to. Also, like
it's reality is what it is. You just look at it, and everyone has only so much time, and everyone has like not everyone's gonna watch every single thing, and that's okay. It's just important to understand that and not start thinking stuff like, oh, I failed because not all 2 million is watching me. No, that's just not how it works. They've got lives too.
No, honestly, I get that. Now, I have 2 things I'm going to say. One, happy birthday, Nico, my friend. I forgot to say it earlier, but happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
The day we're recording.
Happy birthday
it's the day we're recording. Happy birthday. And also, I was curious about this. You both are weebs. You both are losers. And so,
hey.
I'm not wrong.
No,
so
you're not.
I have a few animes that like I'm between. You guys can pick which one you think I should watch next. I've only seen Death Note, Attack on Titan, Spy Family, and like 10, 15 episodes of Dragon Ball. So very little.
That's what you have watched so far, then.
Yes, that's like I watch very little anime, even though I enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I'm between Monster, Violet Evergarden, Erased, Neon Genesis, Promised Neverland, because I have Netflix for a month right now. Those are all on there. Like.
So I'll say my piece, and then PB can give her weeb expertise as well after.
Yes.
Because I'm planning to binge it, so that's why I'm curious to see what's
so you're gonna binge one of these series, and
maybe multiple, but just one you want to
start with. Yeah. So I'm a fan of Evangelion, but I don't recommend that to anybody. Who's like, oh yeah, you should definitely watch this right now. I actually don't recommend that. What I believe of the ones that you stated, I think Erased is the best to start with, because it's all around. It's like 12 episodes. It's solid. You watch the whole thing. There's no like weird filler stuff. Like the whole thing is pretty much encapsulated in 12 episodes, and it does what it does very good. It's a very solid anime. I would say that's the one to go with, is Erased.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah, Violet Evergarden too. I saw it was like 12 episodes, so I might just watch those back to back, since I like would be able to, like, time wise. But
yeah, that sounds solid to me. Erased and then Violet Evergarden. That sounds good.
Because I'm definitely gonna start getting through my watch list of them, but I need to find the time, because like starting Dragon Ball, I'm finishing probably like a year from now. Like I'll watch like an episode every few days when I'm like in the mood, but I cannot binge like anime like crazy.
No, it's
or
not,
same
yeah,
with any
long.
show.
I agree. I understand that.
Yeah.
You've got stuff to do too.
If you've got time, you should probably watch
out.
Death Note, though. Oh, wait, have you watched Death Note?
Yes. That's one of the few I've seen. That was my first anime. Because I've seen Death Note, Attack on Titan, Spy Family, and a little bit of Dragon Ball. Like, I'm just watching that one, like, that's like my long anime that I'll slowly get through.
Yeah.
Like my backlog. Okay, I was curious because I know you guys, are obsessed with anime, so
Yeah,
I
well,
figured-
and we both agree that Erased is a good one to start with all
Yeah,
around. So
I really loved Erased, and I had to Google, I had to Google the ending of Neon Genesis. So yeah.
Oh, no, I watched one episode of it like ages ago, just because it was on Netflix, like probably a year ago, and like I could tell how confusing it would end up being if I like watched it all, which I don't
Yeah.
mind, but I will get through a few short animes. And Neon Genesis isn't even that long, but go back to it when I'm more
yeah,
used
that
to different
sounds-
types of animes, I guess.
That sounds good to me. And the thing is, if you are gonna watch Neon Genesis, what you have to do is you gotta watch the series, and then you have to watch the movie, the end of Evangelion. Because if you don't watch the movie, it doesn't even make sense. It's
confusing.
weird.
Yeah.
I mean, it still doesn't make sense after 100%, but it makes more sense. There's more of a conclusion. Yeah.
I
I'll
still
definitely
really
have to
loved
do
it,
that.
so they were doing something
know-
right.
I know people
Yeah.
love it, but I get that it might not be a starting anime. I definitely
No,
I have
it's-
like a watch list I need to get through.
Yeah,
Right.
it's niche. It's got, it'll mess with your mind. But if you do watch it, you gotta watch the series and then the end of Evangelion movie. It's vital.
Yeah, I
that
saw
you
a
do.
post which like it's like after episode like 24 or something, you watch the movie, then you watch like the last 2 episodes or something similar to that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll make sure I do that. I'm probably going to go get some food and watch one of them like after we
That
do
sounds
this
great.
podcast.
Yeah.
And I was curious too. I saw you have vinyl. Like you like collecting it a bit.
I do love
Yeah.
vinyls.
What's your most prized one? Not saying most rare, but just like your most important or like that one you're happiest to have.
Oh, that's so hard. I like a lot of my vinyls, and I built up more than I realized. I thought I only had like 10, but I checked and I have like 30 now. But they're
Oh man, because
Yeah,
I saw
I'm
your
like-
story. You had like 10 up there.
yeah.
So,
I'll
that's what I was
post them on
curious.
my story and like put them into my like highlights or whatever. Yeah. I like a lot of them. There's not one I can particularly be like, yo, this is like my prized possession. But I will say, out of respect for the meme and just for vaporwave in general, the whole Macintosh Plus album, I bought that on vinyl. It's pink. It looks awesome. And do you know that song? It's like.
Funny enough, I listened to the album for the first time like 2 weeks ago. And
Oh,
I know
wow,
that's,
okay.
that's a more rare vinyl because I don't
It
think it's
is.
been pressed as much, like 2 times, I think.
Yeah,
So-
it's super rare. I mean, I doubt the one I have is even. It might not even be official.
It might
not
be a
like,
bootleg.
Yeah, it probably is a bootleg. But having that on vinyl and playing that is like, playing the vaporwave on vinyl, looking
It's the
outside while
vibe.
it rains. That's a vibe. That is
Yeah.
such a vibe. Yeah.
But no, honestly, I was assuming you were going to say that, but I didn't know if you collected more that were like any like, crazier or something.
Yeah.
I really want to get into vinyl as soon as I have like money to spend on it. Because right now, if I bought it, I know I'd be buying like a record every like 3-4 months. Like
Yeah.
I want to wait till I could buy a few.
So you can have a little
start my
collection. Yeah, that sounds good to me. That sounds good to me. And if you like older music too, there's a chance you can find some older music at like thrift stores, because I'll find like Pink Floyd albums, which I really like, at a thrift store for like $4, and I'm like, wow, okay, this is way better than buying a brand new press of a Pink Floyd album for like
Oh,
30,
definitely.
$40.
No, like,
Yeah.
I would not, unless it's a new pressing. I'm not going to go out of my way like trying to buy like any like new pressings of it or like anything.
Yeah.
I will go to whatever record stores around here at Barnes and Noble. They have records here. Like I'll just buy like wherever $20-$30 ones. Like I'm not going to go spend anything crazy on it.
Yeah,
I just want
because there's some expensive ones out there.
more or less. I just want to buy my favorite albums on vinyl because I still have physical media. So it'd be cool, something that I adore so much.
Yeah.
Like being able
yeah.
to hold it in your hand. It's always just
Exactly.
nice.
It is
Yeah.
super nice. Do either of you listen to Daft Punk?
I've listened to, I think they're all their albums, but like I like them. I like I need to listen to them more though.
I probably
What about
heard
you, PB?
a couple of their songs. I don't remember
Wait.
song names.
Well, you know,
Like
Get Lucky. You know
Yeah.
that one. That was huge. That they have tons of big hits like from every album actually.
Yeah, because that's one of my other the vinyls that I'm like, well, this is great, because I can pretty much put it on anytime. The Random Access Memories one, the one that Get Lucky is from. And, like, for the most part, like, I can just put that on whenever and it'll get me in a good mood. So that one's, it's not like a rare, expensive one or anything, but I do like it a lot and I use it a lot. So that one's also important to me.
Yeah, I'm still salty at Daft Punk for like waiting to say they broke up until like so many years after. Like,
Yeah.
why didn't you drop it? Say like a year later you're done. Like, You left us waiting, man. What the
Yeah,
hell's
it's
wrong
like
with
we were
you?
all thinking there's gonna be a new album. Instead, they're like, okay, guys, you're gonna be so hyped for this announcement. We're breaking
ya.
up.
Nah, screw
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that they're getting older, but like, man, you could have thought that out a little better. I know they dropped like a deluxe or something for Random Access Memories too. I saw that recently.
Yeah.
I haven't
well,
listened yet. I need to.
Yeah, you should. And speaking of music, this question is for both of you, but like, what is right now? Like, what are you listening to? Like, what kind of music you're listening to?
Honestly, I listen to. I know everyone says, "Oh, I listen to everything." I genuinely do.
No,
Like,
but I do
I'll-
too. So I get it. Like, I
He
listen
is-
to
yeah.
all sorts
He
of
is
genre.
not kidding. Oh my goodness.
No, like I have a playlist, or when I play. Okay, my liked songs on Spotify right now is over 10K. Like
Wow.
I listen to
okay.
music way too much.
No, you're
Right
not.
now-
You're not listening to everything in the sense that it's every genre. You literally are listening to every song ever made.
Basically, okay. I talked to you
Yeah.
guys a long time ago. Like PB thinks, or I think you think I'm insane for it, but
I do.
I have this
Well,
iceberg.
actually-
I have this iceberg thing. You think I am? I think.
No, because I
But-
really love music too, but I'm not as dedicated to listening.
But I enjoy like iceberg videos, making like iceberg formats just casually. Wherever I made a few, but I had an idea because I was going through like the Reddit, wherever the iceberg Reddit is. I don't even remember the name, but there's 100 tier one. No one's ever used it because it's 100 tiers of an iceberg. I
crazy.
get why, but I was like, you know what? No one's used it. I want to make one, and I had the idea. I was like, you know what? I'm making an artist iceberg where I want to compile every single artist I can find, and feel like each layer of like all 100, like with 100 artists, whatever, like 10,000 plus, whatever. Just
Wow.
feel like for most like basic, like Michael Jackson, Beatles, whatever, like
Yeah.
to most obscure like artists that barely have like any or zero listeners, barely anywhere to listen, whatever. Like I'm just doing that casually. I probably have like a good few thousand like in my notepad just of like
Wow.
artists. Like I just enjoy doing that. But right now, I'm listening to tons of like emo hardcore bands because I'm going to be going to, or don't have tickets yet, but I'm probably going to be going to a festival with a friend.
Okay, cool. That's
2
gonna
months
be
from
fun.
now. So
Wow.
like it's all like those, like Sleeping with Sirens, Thursday, like just all like the
Yeah.
like emo bands from
yeah,
2000s.
those emo bands from the 2000s. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I remember those.
I'm scared to answer.
I was just taking a drink because I thought you were going to start answering. I was like, hey, you know it's your turn.
No, I'm scared. So, I have been listening to a lot more like, well, I listen to alternative music mostly. I used to listen to a whole lot of Queen and David Bowie songs. Like, I think I
okay.
listened. I think I had every single Queen album in my playlist. I still love Queen. It's just I don't listen to it as much anymore. And I got back into my Imagine Dragons phase.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
get better
what I'm
soon.
scared to say. But I have been listening to a lot of just everything under alternative and experimental music, and exploring because Dylan sent me a bunch of music because I told him to because I was trying to find songs for inspiration for my song for my school project. So that was fun.
Mama, I killed a man.
My favorite like Freddie Mercury thing ever is still like the clip like someone made of him just going like wee while going down a slide.
Oh,
don't
I
know if
love that
You
one.
guys see?
That's so
like
funny.
and didn't he say like I don't care what you do with my music as long as you make it exciting or whatever that quote was? You know what? Like I stand by it. That was a good use of
That is
him.
awesome. Yeah.
No, Freddie Mercury was fantastic though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that voice was crazy. And also, you said David Bowie too, right, PB?
Oh yeah, I love David Bowie.
Nice. I love
Oh no,
David
David
Bowie.
Bowie's amazing.
People
Truly
say
good
I
stuff.
look like him, so you know.
People say you look like everyone. They say you look
Hey!
like Lego Ron Weasley, and
But
they're not
I-
wrong.
No, they're not, but I do look like David Bowie. Like, I have a shirt of him, and I was walking around, and someone was like, you look like your shirt. And I was like, okay.
I
need to
remember
look up,
responding.
like
to-
that David Bowie era because I'm curious now.
Well, I remember responding to PB's story saying, "OMG, you look like a female version of PewDiePie." One time.
Oh. Oh, dear.
I don't even like. Me and PB have talked about it. Like, we want to do a video eventually where it's like a tier list of all the people that PB has gotten compared to, like celebrity lookalikes. I'm excited
Yeah.
for that. How cursed that's going to be.
The most cursed one was definitely Chucky the doll. I
it's
needed a
not far
moment to
off.
That's
recover.
cursed.
I could see it. You're short, so it makes sense.
Hey.
What is your
Hey.
height? What is height? Everyone say their height.
5'4".
4'11".
Okay, I'm 5. It's funny because I'm 5'9", but I always tell people I'm 5'8", because it's funny to me to think in my mind that like guys will a lot of times will add like 2 inches to their height. I'm like, no, I'm gonna minus an inch. I'm gonna tell them I'm shorter than I am.
Honestly, I don't want to be tall. I just wish I was average. Like, bro, I had to get the short jeans.
I wish I wasn't the shortest out of my family, but here we are.
Wait, are you?
Yeah, my mom's taller, my sister's taller, Kobe's
I thought
taller.
your sister and you were like. Well, Kobe definitely looks taller, but I thought you and your sister were like pretty close. That's why. I wasn't sure.
No, we are, but like when you're this short, it matters.
Yeah,
I'm
true.
4'11". My mom's like barely above 5 feet, and my sister is like I think around 5'2".
Oh, okay. So there's a decent difference then. I wasn't sure.
Well, I've
Okay.
never seen like you like full body, but all your stories where you post yourself like, you know, just reacting to something or like some random like story post of your face. In my mind, I just assumed you were like 5'5" or something.
Yeah, I give. A lot of people have been shooketh that I'm very tiny, and honestly, me too. I
You're
hate it.
still surprised, like
I'm-
like all these years later. You're like, wait, I'm this
am.
short.
Kobe is in denial about his height. I think he's 6'1" now because he definitely grew
Yeah.
after we got married because it's been like 2 years and he's still in the growing age.
I want to
And
start
he's
wearing
like,
high heels just so I
"No."
can be taller, man. At this
Yeah,
point.
he's like, no, I haven't grown at all. And then he put on his wedding suit and the sleeves were too short. And I was like, you didn't grow. Okay.
Honestly, that's surprising. Like, I know that guys can still grow like older, but I'm not used to it like happening. Like, it's always like mid-teenage years or so. That's like kind of like
Yeah.
done
Yeah.
with
Well,
for a
I
lot of
always
people.
people always say like I've heard people say like 1920 you can have a growth spurt, but I haven't really witnessed that anywhere. But
I'm
I
still
mean,
waiting for it.
yeah. Well, I had a cousin who was really like he was always like the small one in the group, and he'd always be like, "Man, I wish I was taller than you guys." And I'd be like, one day, I don't know, we'll see." But then he was never getting it. He gets to like age 16 and like he's still short, and all of a sudden, randomly, he turns like 17. And not only does he get short, he gets big. He gets like tall and big, and he's huge now. And like we're like looking up at him, and I'm like, how did this happen? You're not even the same person anymore.
He's drank a lot of milk. Make sure
Yeah.
his bones are strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kobe, he had like growing pains, I think, last year. He's only 21, so it makes sense. And he comes from a crazy tall family, and I couldn't actually tell if there were growing pains or if he was just in pain because I've never had growing pains.
It seems like he's just always dying. One of you are always dying in some capacity. It feels like every other week.
Yeah.
Always in pain.
Now,
Yeah.
true. This would be the point where I say we have fan questions, but I went to your Discord yesterday and it's under maintenance for the week. So I asked an AI to ask fan questions. They kind of suck, but here we go.
Okay, let's do this.
I had no other way to get to your fans, so I was like, you know what, this works. Let's see what they asked. Collaboration is a significant aspect of YouTube culture. Have you had any memorable collaborations with other creators? What makes a successful collaboration in your opinion? Like I thought the AI was going to ask like what's your favorite color? Like they actually make
okay.
detailed ones.
That is a detailed question. I'm surprised. Collabs is one of those things I suck at. I'm really bad at it. I just have never been good with collabs. I've tried it a few times with other creators, and the collabs I did, you know, I enjoyed them. They were good, but I don't know. It's like maybe I'm just used to like doing my thing on my own, running my channel my way. So when I have another creator on board, it's like I don't know how to go about it 100%. Like
It's foreign to you, 'cause-
it's kind of foreign to
Yeah.
me. But I do want to do some more collabs, especially because at VidCon I met so many creators and I talked to a bunch of other YouTubers, and I definitely like some of the YouTubers I talked with, we definitely were like discussing like possible future collabs and things. So I want to do it, but I'm gonna have to do it more before I can safely say like, oh yeah, like let's
You're used
casually
to it.
collab. I'm good at it.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing. I don't. I'm the noob when it comes to that.
You're a little more selective with it right now because you're still figuring it out.
That's
more or
right.
less.
I'm still figuring it out, and that's the other thing is because of my channel. Like some channels, it's more free game. You can do whatever you want on, but you know, partly because my channel is family friendly for monetization, but also because it is family friendly because, I wanted to provide good, clean entertainment for like families and stuff as a Christian. A lot of times, I just can't collab with some people because they're gonna be cussing up a storm, or they're gonna be making sus jokes, and like I don't want to have to edit out like every 5 things they say.
Yeah, in that capacity, at least for swearing, it's just more of like, depending what content it is, it's just gonna have to be bleeping probably at that point.
Yeah, exactly, and like that's a job, so it can be done, but definitely it would be a job. And it's funny because when it comes to cursing, whatever, like I don't have a problem with it. Like I curse a lot myself in real life.
It's
not
just on
videos.
your content you kind of choose not to.
I choose not to. Yeah, like the only curses that I won't, like I'll literally say anything, everything and anything. I'll say things that would get me canceled in real life that if I said them on YouTube, but the only thing I'll never do is
okay.
Yeah, I can confirm.
You know what?
I do.
We're going to clickbait the title now to get you canceled.
No.
Yeah,
Perry,
yeah.
Perry hates his fans.
Say MVPerry says slurs in all caps. Like,
MVPerry stole from a fan at VidCon.
Yeah, I did. So
you know what? There's a title.
yeah. Like and I'll say anything and everything. The only place I won't go is because I'm a Christian. I will not say any kind of blasphemous. Like I won't say like Jesus Christ as like an exclamation. That's the one place I won't go. But everything else
to do with your moral values.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But like also when it comes to other people, like I'm never gonna be talking to someone and get uncomfortable because of like something they're saying. They could be saying the most vile shit ever, and I don't care. I'll just be like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll just be talking to them.
I mean, of course, there's things that will offend me. Like there's limits, but even with religions, like I don't care if you're this religion, I'm this, whatever.
Exactly.
Okay, it doesn't affect me. It's like you have your beliefs, I have mine. You have these jokes you want to say, unless they're directed towards me or like I think you crossed the line. Exactly. I can say something, but it's your life. It's not. It doesn't matter to me, really.
Yeah, exactly. So. Like there's people who will say something, and then everyone is like getting together to be like, oh yeah, let's exclude this person from the group now, or let's cancel this person, whatever. But like when it comes to like in real life, like I'll be talking to anybody. Like I really don't have that like kind of judgmental like shunning. Like oh you're gone, I'll never talk to you again. Like I'll literally talk to anybody about pretty much anything.
Yeah, and people are so jumped to cancel someone like for things they said like years ago. Like not really on YouTube because I don't think I really upload videos like that, but. Like I've said so many stupid, edgy jokes just because being an edgy teenager, or whatever. Where I don't make those jokes to the same degree I did, but it's like, yeah, I could probably would not. I shouldn't say those, but it's like I did 4 or 5 years ago. So be it. You.
Well, and that's the scary thing is, so it's one thing if it's like stuff that you shouldn't have even been saying then, and now you've gotten older or matured. But what's crazy is there's words that. Like 5 years ago, for example, wouldn't have even been something that people would be like upset about, and all of a sudden
like
now,
exactly, that was a commonplace in like at least gaming YouTube. Like, I'd say 2017, 2018 still, and like then it kind of started like becoming more of like a taboo, I guess.
Yeah.
And
it's
really I remember
strange.
that era. Yeah.
Well, it's strange because I'll be going back in old videos of mine, like from a few 4 or 5 years ago maybe. And I'll be saying stuff like that and thinking in my mind, whoa, this is crazy. If someone went back and found this and like tried to make a campaign against me, they could make trouble for me. I mean, I don't say certain things anymore out of respect for people, but like, it's funny to see that there's stuff that at the time wasn't even a problem necessarily, and now I could get messed up for it.
Yeah, just because like the mentality that everyone's doing it, so it's okay, but now that it's not happening anymore, it's like looking back to like, what was I thinking? Kind of like with your views, your jokes, whatever you said, like it definitely, I get that.
And then there's also intention too, because there's a lot of time I'll be talking to someone and they'll be saying like things that people would cancel them for, but they mean it genuinely in a funny or joking way, and they're just having a good time, and like so I'm not gonna have a problem with it. But if I see somebody calling someone something out of pure hatred or whatever, then that's different. Like you can tell when the intention's a big deal to me. I'm
like, think of like this way, like Cards Against Humanity. You use a racist card for like, whatever prompt you have.
Yeah.
But like it says, I hate this race or whatever. Like probably something more clever, but yeah. Just because I played that card in Cards Against Humanity does not mean I'm going to go out there and do whatever racist thing or whatever bad thing. It's like there's a time and place for it, and it's like you need to understand the context of it.
Yeah, understanding the context. Understanding the intention, all that stuff is a big deal, and a lot of times on the internet, they'll be hiding behind a screen, they'll be bored, and they can just like they'll try to get you off of everything.
They want to be like activists, which like okay, like I'm glad you support all that stuff, but calm down. You're 14. You're not changing the world.
Yeah.
That's
why I left Twitter. I don't use Twitter because it's just like a hellhole on there. But
No,
You
I
know.
had it for a while just because I wanted to see trending, keeping up, because it is the best way to keep up on like news if you're not watching like TV and stuff. But no, it got to the point where I can't stand it. Like it sucks, especially even whether you like him or not, Elon Musk. Like it's gotten so much worse with like the way he's run the app.
Yeah.
So I don't care.
Well, and then
with
that's the
it.
other problem is too is that like even if you're not directly involved in like some drama going on Twitter, or it's like it's not like someone's directly making trouble for you. It doesn't matter because you'll be scrolling and seeing all this drama unfold, and it just makes you just feel like shit. Like I don't feel good. Like I don't want this. Like so that's why I just don't use it, because if I'm scrolling and seeing all this trouble happening, and it's an ignorance is bliss kind of thing. But I would rather be ignorant and be happy than be watching all this stuff unfold all the time.
Yeah, it's also kind of the thing where it's like you just start mindlessly scrolling, where it's like
Yeah.
even though you're not enjoying it. I've tried to back off
They
of social
call it
media.
the doom scroll. Yeah.
Yeah. The only one that I kind of do that on, and I recently got into TikTok, like only a few weeks ago, because my For You page is actually good now that I've started following more accounts, whatever. But outside of that, I tried not to like be on social media too much. I'll go on there, respond to a DM, post, whatever. But I tried being out of the app because it's not going to do much good for me if I'm just sitting there scrolling, doom scrolling, like for 20, 30 minutes at a time. It's like I could be doing something better, or even if I was just relaxing, laying in bed, chilling, watching a show, that's more productive than just being there scrolling through mindless things for ages.
It's hard. It gets to the point now, like, and I think this is our whole generation's dealing with this. Like, you'll have a movie on, you'll have food that you're eating, and you'll be scrolling, and you'll be doing it all at once, because like you got to just be constantly like doing
Hey.
something.
Yeah, to
Don't
have
call
constant
me
dopamine,
out like
yeah.
that.
No,
Because
I'm
I'm
calling
saying
out
it from experience. I do the same thing, and it's like,
Like-
it's sick, but that's what we do.
Like, I do that with some movies where, like, I still pay attention to the movie, but I'll check my phone, like, if it's boring, whatever. But also, I'm that way with eating. I'm an iPad kid all the way. Like, I will put a
Yeah.
video on for, like, 2 minutes just while I eat something. Like, I'm horrible for that.
Yeah, it's like that. All those memes, like you can't eat without YouTube. You have to have like YouTube on it while you're eating or something. You got to be doing something at the same time.
Yeah, like,
our,
you have to have
our
that
attention spans are
distraction.
too messed up.
But, like,
Yeah.
it's stupid, but that's kind of how we've gotten with, like, a constant feed of entertainment, dopamine.
Uh-huh.
Like, it's kind of just what it became. And it's hard to break that cycle, but, it's just something you have to work towards, more or less.
Yeah,
with time.
definitely something to try to work on, because our attention spans are just ruined. They're destroyed.
So I'm going to find one more question, and we'll call it there then, because
Okay.
there's like 20 questions, and they're
Oh, okay.
like AI
So
went all out.
Well, if you want to, you can either go through a bunch of questions. I can quickly answer them, like just instant answers, or you can just choose one and we can really elaborate on it. I'm open
we'll
to
do
either.
one because a lot of these are like variations of
Oh,
things
okay.
we've already talked about. So
Okay.
we'll just find something better. Let's
Yeah.
see. The AI did not have any chill. Okay. What are some of the most valuable lessons you've learned from your experiences on YouTube, and how have they shaped your perspective on life? We get a deep question from AI.
Ooh, that's a
okay?
deep question. That's a deep question.
AI just like asking you like your moral beliefs and just
Yeah.
all philosophical.
I think one of the biggest things I've learned from YouTube, doing YouTube as a job, making this my full time and everything, I've learned that if you choose one thing and really dedicate yourself to it, you can accomplish a lot. And the problem is a lot of people will have like 5 different things that they want to do. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to run a YouTube channel. I want to work out. I want to learn how to cook. I want to like have all sorts of stuff lined up. And what happens is they do a little bit of all of it, but end up not like succeeding in any of it.
I
And
am
for
guilty
me,
of that completely because I always like I feel like I'm a creative person, but I don't know how to like sit there and put all my focus into one
Yeah.
like
And
aspect.
yeah,
Like,
and
always
I
have to be doing
understand it
different
too.
things.
I get
Yeah.
it, like, because I'm the same. I have a lot of stuff I want to try, but I remember I did choose at age 16 about. I dedicated myself to YouTube, and I decided, okay, all of my effort is going into this. No gaming, no anime for now, no other side stuff. There's going to be parties that I get invited to that I'm not going to go to because I'm busy working on YouTube. And I put all that, dedication into that, and it did work out. It took effort and it took time, but it did work out. So I believe if somebody chooses to just focus on one thing and really dedicate themselves to it, they will grow a lot. And I try to take that, and that has shaped me too, because when it comes to different things I'm doing, like I try not to do too much. I try to just choose a couple things I want to work on. Like right now, I've been doing boxing. I go to the boxing gym literally every day I can. Because if I half-ass it and I go there once a week, it's not gonna do anything for me.
You
I'll
can't
just
build a
lose an
routine
hour
that
of my
way.
time. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. But if I go every single day, my body's getting conditioned. I'm learning how to punch right. All this stuff happens, and it gets built in like muscle memory. And now, in like 6 months from now, I will be a much better fighter than I am now. As long as I choose to truly dedicate myself instead of just doing a little bit here and there. It's not even worth it if you do it that way.
Yeah, it's all about setting what your priorities are and sticking to them. Because like working out, I work out at home, but like when you stop for you get sick for a day or two, like it's so hard to get back into it. But that's why you need to force yourself, build the routine, and then you're just like, I can't break it. It's easier to get into it, but it's that first 2-3 weeks of dealing with not wanting to do it or rather like wanting to do something else, pushing through it, and ultimately it's better for you depending on what it is. But you're putting your time and effort to something you want it to do, even if you didn't want to in the moment. Like it's better that way.
It is so much better, and you will later down the road you'll look at yourself and realize that, wow, I've been doing this pretty much every day. I've dedicated myself, and now it's just natural to me to do this like every day instead of having to be like, you take a couple days off, like you said, of working out. You take a couple days off, and now it's like, oh, I don't really want to get down and do these push-ups. I don't want to get up and do these pull-ups. It just don't feel like it. But like just really working at it, like grinding it into your skull that this is what you have to do every day, it becomes muscle memory. And I just think it's so huge to really have that focus instead of spreading yourself out among multiple things and then not doing any of it right.
Yeah, because trying to do 10 projects at once, some people can handle it, but like 9 out of 10 times you're spreading yourself too thin and you're getting almost none of them done.
Yeah.
Or you're going to be like 2 months later, like barely getting some of them done because you don't have time to invest into all of them.
Exactly.
So you need to tackle 1 or 2 at a time, get those done. Okay, you know what? I finished them. Time for music, time for the video, exercise, whatever you're going to do.
Yeah, that focus
time to
is
put
so huge.
my projects here now.
Yeah, because if you can somehow multitask and do it all, then great, go ahead and do it. But I just haven't found in my experience that it's worked that way for me, and I've seen other people, same thing, either spread themselves too thin or they do choose 1 or 2 things to focus on and they're able to excel in it. So that's my advice for that.
Yeah, honestly, that's great advice. Like focusing in on what you want and need to do, it's so much easier just doing it that way.
Mm-hmm.
PB, you have anything to add, or are you dying still?
I'm just reflecting on how my gym motivation got to extreme where I have to force myself to take a rest day so my body doesn't cripple and die.
Oh yeah, you are horrible with that. Like, if it wasn't for you, this podcast we would be missing. Or the thing is, I'm always down to record, but you force yourself to do it even when you like you're out of it or not feeling the best. So yeah, you have too much motivation sometimes.
That's a good thing, though. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's those days when you don't feel like doing it and you force yourself to. Those are the days that you're training your mind and your body to just understand that, yeah, this is something I'm gonna do. It's discipline, and that's even for YouTube. For me, there were so many days I woke up and I was like, I do not feel like working today, but it doesn't matter. I have to. There's no way I'm not going to. I have to make this happen.
Yeah, basically get yourself to do it, and then okay, I did it. I can rest now. I can take that, rest, watch this, go to this place and do this. You just have to power through it at first.
Exactly.
It's a struggle, but in the long term, it's for the best.
Super worth it in the long term. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, today just was definitely not I can force myself to go to the gym day. Instead, I cleaned the house. So.
No, you did something. That's good.
I was barely awake 10 minutes before we started this. I was wanting to go back to sleep so badly. I'm exhausted, man. I'm going to go eat and probably sleep early tonight.
Yeah, understandable.
Time for me to make some pizza.
Nice.
Send pictures, post it on your story or something. Rate it.
I don't know if you guys want to see that.
Wait, what are you putting on it? Okay, well I'm scared now.
I'm just saying it's not going to look pretty, and then I might get flamed in the DMs.
I thought you were going to say
is out of place. It's not even.
I thought you were going to be I put broccoli, I put spaghetti on it. I thought it was going to be cursed or something.
Bold of you to assume we actually have ingredients in our fridge.
Bold of you to assume I even have ingredients to make pizza right now.
And that's the worst
We-
thing too, is you can have food that tastes good, but it's not photogenic, so you don't want to post it on your story.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be at a restaurant and it's like, this is good stuff, and then I take a picture to post on my story, I'm like, never mind, this looks disgusting.
Yes.
Yeah, like, and half the
Yeah.
time, the food that looks that good, like McDonald's, it could look so tasty. I'm not like there's good McDonald's food, but ultimately, it's not as good. You can have something
yeah.
that looks horrible and tastes so much better. so-
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just Instagram culture, like of like posting your food that people have conditioned
Yeah.
themselves to. But I think we'll call it there. We got through basically all the questions besides the like 1,000 the AI gave us. We'll
Yeah.
get to those one day. But thank you for showing up. We'll wire you the 1K later. Okay.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here.
Do you have anything you want to promote too, real quick, before I do the outro?
Yeah, well, if you want to watch my YouTube channel, anybody who's listening to this and has not seen my channel, I have a main channel named MVPerry, and you can go to my channels tab to see whatever other channels I run. Or if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's _MVPerry_ because someone took MVPerry already, and I tried contacting them to buy the account from them, but they're dead. So, yeah.
Oh.
They died.
Uh-huh.
Rest in peace. I killed them. I wanted the account, so I killed them.
Yeah.
But thank you again for showing up. And for anyone listening, if you're listening on YouTube, like the video, subscribe, leave a comment with topics. I don't know, whatever you want. You could leave a hate comment. I don't care. Just leave comments. If you're on Spotify, you could always leave a question in that question thing, wherever that is. I don't know. I don't listen to podcasts like that as much. But do that. Download the podcast, follow, and we'll see you guys next week. Thank you for listening. See you guys later.